Now you ain't gotta see me to tell me how to move. I'm in the club with the frost on the juice. Don't get
Boom,
confused, you
boom,
know I'm
boom,
not the
boom,
truth.
boom, boom,
Ain't
boom,
got a
boom,
problem
boom, boom,
hopping
boom.
at you. My
Hey,
intentions are pure,
go
cause you move
with
so smooth.
nowhere.
I pull
Hey,
up the spot
we ain't
before we shoot.
going
Slide through your
nowhere.
crib
Look,
while you
we
sleep.
can't be stopped
Some
now.
points I
This
put
is
you in the
Bad Boy
mirror.
for
You
Life.
look
Yo,
good
it
as you
looks
walk in
like
the mirror.
we
I
back.
promise I won't leave you
Five Star
starting over.
Podcast. I'm your
America's best
host,
beginner.
CEO Josh. You
Love
know,
me
I'm
like a
dropping stuff
girlfriend.
and everything,
Come
but
over here,
what we
let's get
doing? We
something.
back. This episode is brought to you by Amazon Music. Make sure you stream, download the app. Amazon also gives you, I think, 3 months free for, I think, the price that they're doing. It's a good thing. You also get to check out everything exclusive on the Five Star Podcast. Also, special announcement: we do have a premium service that we're doing, and with our premium services, we're going to be able to sell a lot of stuff, and basically, we're going to get you more guys, more behind the scenes footage, things like that. We just ask that you subscribe. We've been going for way before COVID, right around COVID, strong before we was the other podcast, and then we transform into this magnificent dynasty. Thank you so much for Amazon, and thank you so much for the support of the fans. So we're able to offer this premium service, and you'll be able to get dope things like interviews. I know we got the first episode of The Confined that's going to be on there. That's dropping soon on Stream TV. Visit wildestdreamsent.net. Make sure you visit that. We're streaming live 24/7 on Stream TV. It's been a good week hanging out with my son. Again, if you don't have kids and you don't wake up every day, because we always ask our kids to make us proud, but as a parent, if you don't wake up every day, and I'm just speaking for myself, if you don't wake up every day to try to make your kids proud, something is off. Like with all of these videos and things that we see on social media today, something is really off if you're not waking up every day to try to make your kids proud. Uh, Back to the sponsor. So this episode is also powered by Vion. If you're in the club at home, get you a glass or a bottle of that Vion. Shout out to Kobe the jeweler. Kobe keep me out here. No moisten or you know what I'm saying? What's up? Um, Holla at your boy, CEO Josh. This is the episode of the Five Star Podcast, also presented by Boost Mobile. Make sure you grab your adult plan on Boost Mobile. Got Wildest Dreams ENT. We growing. We have tremendous sponsorship. Trap Convention tour we're doing. We just had a successful one in Minneapolis. Shout outs to all the performers. Now we're doing another one in Atlanta. Special guest will be announced this week. You'll see the flyer. And then also after Atlanta, we're doing Vegas in January. So Vegas will be out there going up. And then after Vegas, it'll be, I want to say, maybe LA. Or then after that, Phoenix. So we're going to make our way down back from West Coast to East Coast. So make sure you follow Trap Convention. Shout out to Trap Wholesale. Make sure you DM Wildest Dreams ENT. Anything, info at Wildest Dreams ENT. Submit your stuff if you wanted to be on the tour, things like that. If you want to help out, sponsors, vendors, let me know. How it's been, how you been, how's life is amazing. If you're out there, the government shut down, so it's like, how do we expect to be responsible when our own government can't be responsible? The government is officially shut down. I think it's day 3 or whatever. We're not going to get too much into politics. We're not a political pot here, but other than that, we hope the government get their shit together. Let's get into some topics. It looks like here P. Diddy gets 4 years. 4 years. Looks like Diddy, um, after Cassie did pin that letter to the judge, and after deliberations, Diddy gets 4 years. Now, I think he's been in jail for about 13 months. So I think he's going to get that credit. So maybe like 3 and less. And then I think they just did they did a prediction that he should be out like April 2028. It is Fed time. But Diddy got railroaded in a sense because there's other people that committed worse, most heinous crimes and had different skin colors, and they got off a bit lighter. Like, for example, you had Robert Morris. who allegedly, not allegedly, but he actually was the found guilty on child pedophilia, child trafficking, everything like that with the child. And he got 6 years in jail, 6 months, and then he also walked away with 10 years probation. So he got less jail time than Diddy, and he was guilty on child pedophilia. Diddy was just guilty on hiring escorts and things like that. Diddy wasn't guilty of sex trafficking or whatever. So I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? You think Diddy got a dope deal? He'll be out in April, or if it's sooner, if he get that good behavior. But other than that, what's your thoughts? I think most likely Diddy would, you know, I think Diddy was trying to come home now, but I was reading in the comments, they're saying that it was calmer for what Diddy did to Shine or whatever. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think Diddy got done correctly, or did you think, Diddy kind of got swept under the rug? But other than that, next topic we got Charlie Javice. Now, Charlie Javice, my gosh, she was sentenced to 7 years from scamming J.P. Morgan. So I guess she had like a student loan something company, and she said that she had X amount of clients. Let's just throw it out there, like a million clients or 800,000 clients, and then she had like, you know, books and numbers that supported her company. But it turns out when JP Morgan lent her all this money or whatever, they lent her millions, that like it comes out that the company wasn't making that. It was like probably only like 200,000 memberships and things like that. So they got her on fraud, and I mean that's crazy. And I think she's about to do 7 years. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. This is your boy, CEO Josh. We back. We got a dope new feel this October. Let me know. Info at wildestdreamsent.net. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then hop on back. Peace. What up? What up? We back. It's your boy, CEO Josh, host of the world's best podcast, the Five Star Podcast. Let me know. This episode is brought to you by Beyond, also Boost Mobile. Shout outs to motherfucking wildestdreamsent.net. We got that dope merch coming. Make sure you motherfucking order. Visit Stream TV /wildestdreamsent. We're streaming 24/7, and we also got dope movies on there. Also, we got the Trap Convention. We got the next show, November 14th, Atlanta. Stand up. We definitely going up out there. Next topic, hot topic. So Nicki Minaj and Cardi. I guess Nicki Minaj and Cardi been going back and forth. Nicki called out Cardi Kid. Cardi responded back to Nicki Kid, and I'm not gonna reiterate the stuff or the insults or whatever like that. It's crazy because it's like, damn, you would think that like two females that like achieve so much would like be in a little bit more of a relaxed state. That just goes to show you that there's never no grass greener on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nicki sounding like she's pitiful for her going off on Cardi. Cardi's still doing her music thing or whatever like that. So I can see where Cardi gets that rage and anger from. Cardi from the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? Like, she, always had this ongoing problem with Nicki, and then now it's like it's for some reason it seems like it just reignited. So now they're going back and forth on Twitter. I'm not going to post the tweets. Y'all know the tweets. Y'all know the derogatory comments. I would say one thing, and like a lot of people need to know that I think you should keep kids out of everything. Kids are innocent. Kids have no recollection. Kids don't even understand that. Anyone that drags kids into something, like, they have to be ready for whatever. I feel like once you mention kids, gloves are off. And it shouldn't be that way because kids are innocent. Kids should no way in any shape or form be dragged in any sort of altercation with adults. Kids are here as blessings. And for, Nicki to go out there and like pop that shit about her kid, it shows a lot where you at with character and morals to be like this high and to, be a role model and to, have great stages with other people and, you did admirable things in a career for music that most people, most girls are dying to do, and to like stoop that low, even though it's there, it just says a lot about the person's character or where they're willing to go. Cardi, by all means, has all reason to be mad or whatever, but it's just crazy to like bring up kids and talk about kids and things like that when 9 times out of 10 you have Nicki's husband who's like on the child list or whatever like that, like for pedophiles and things like that. Like those are like crazy issues, and now like they're just hurling this trauma back and forth on the internet. And of course, it's us, we're just eating it all up. But I would just love to say that at the end of the day, I hope that you know nothing ends up physical, because once you bring a person kids involved, there's nothing absolutely you can tell someone to stop them from wanting to do something to you, because kids are innocent. So I hope that they get their grievances together. But also going into that, we had OG. So I guess Hocus for Fifth was doing a drop the flag challenge, and then Fat Joe asked Jim how he felt about the drop the flag challenge, and Jim was like, popping his gangster shit, like, you ain't gotta flop, you ain't gotta drop the flag. Ooh, we at war out here. Ooh, y'all seen it. And then I guess there's real people, gangs, Bloods, Crips, whatever, GD. There's people behind the wall in jail that are really fighting these fights, that are really fighting these wars, that are really watching their head, taking, bleeding, shedding blood, getting into trouble, dying over these colors. A lot of people don't know like the recollection over these colors, and then you got like an OG gangster, OG Mandu call out Jim, because he's been behind those walls, and his name is that rings, and he's been of that, and they're saying Jim never been locked up before. Jim got me blocked for the old podcast that we used to do because of people doing their views or whatever like that. I don't say their names, but people was saying their views on Jim, and then Jim blocked me. I got a lot of flack with running with the wrong people in the beginning in the industry, because a lot of people didn't like certain people or certain person, and then they would just like me just as doing business, they would just like want to shut doors. But that's a whole nother topic. But Jim, um, never been locked up before, and says that we're at a war and people shouldn't drop their flags. I feel that at the end of the day, man, like we got to grow up. I think Hocus is coming from a place of maturity. I think that everyone is just looking at the world as a whole, and like we're not each other's enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like the number one killers of black people was black people. The number one killers was gangs and stuff like that. And I get both sides of it. I kind of, had a feel of both sides of it. You can understand the brotherhood, but you can understand that it's a brotherhood of trouble, especially if there's no growth. And doing anything negative with an abundance of negative is always going to lead to negative. Yeah, you may have some positive people that come out of certain things, and this is just me talking in general for whatever gang or organization. You'll have some people be like, "Oh no, what woo whoop is a this and da 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 is a that," but that shit still don't mean nothing, because overall it's negative. You know what I'm saying? It's perpetrating negative stuff, and it's the opposite of what it started. It started as being protective, and then for it to be negative, and for Hogan to do or drop the flag. And I think it's maturity. I think a lot of people are just not like gassed up anymore. Life isn't like movies anymore. Like you do something with your boys, 9 times out of 10 people will tell. I seen something with Charleston White, or was it Charleston? No, it was Woody, and it was like he was saying like how Thug got cool with YFN Lucci, and they were at war. They were gangs at war. People died and there was bloodshed, but now they're back cool. They're back on songs again. And then Woody was like, "But you had your brother, which he was talking about, Gunna. Gunna was right next to you, and just because Gunna said it, he wanted to go home to his family, you don't talk to him again." So you gotta life is funny like that. Like you gotta watch what the moves are. But any type of thing that I think that deals with a whole bunch of negativity is gonna just lead to negativity. And overall, I think Hocus is just tired of seeing the negative circle. And if there was Mandu, the OG Blood dude was saying some real shit. Like I could see if Jim was out like pouring out. Jim says like he's talking to these boys and things like that, but it's the opposite of what you're portraying. You know what I'm saying? I don't really get into it, but they go wear a big 5 chain again. Jim is the only person that could be on a Rico that could say certain things on the tap call. Other people could get locked up, and he could still get a bigger symbol of the gang, wear it every day, and nothing happens. So we don't know. Other than that, um, it's interesting to see what happens. I think Mando said he's cool with niggas in Harlem and on gym blocks. So Mando said he down to pull up. He down to do the net. He down to do a fight. No money, no nothing. He said he'll keep the guns out of it because they don't want to take it that way. And let's see if Jim responds. I think Jim not gonna respond because again, it's not like something popular. You know what I'm saying? People are right now only doing shit for clout. And they're gonna respond to something popular. Like if it's Cam that say something, yeah, like he'll bait Cam, whatever like that. But if it ain't nothing popular, or if it's some real serious shit to where niggas gonna take a loss, niggas gonna gladly ignore it. But other than that, we're gonna go to another commercial break. I'm your host, CEO Josh, your host with the most. This is the 5 Star Podcast.
What up? What up? It's your boy, CEO Josh, host of World's Best Podcast, Top 3% International Podcast, the 5 Star Podcast, presented by Amazon Music, powered by Boost Mobile. Also, Vion, if you at home in the club, grab you a bottle or a glass of that Vion. Yo, we back at it. You already know we bringing it back to the Mecca. ATL, Atlanta. Holla at me. Trap Convention, November 15th. We at Plug's house. We locked in. Trap Wholesale, Bird Flu Records, Wildest Dreams ENT, the 5 Star Podcast. Get your tickets early. www.wildestdreamsent.net. 5 Star Podcast presented by Amazon Music, live taping. Let's get it. Music by the legendary DJ Double D. Let's go. Trap Convention.
Yo, we back. 5 Star Podcast. Um, let's get back into it. So we got the owner of Cool Kicks arrested. They were saying like either everything was stolen or everything was replica. But either way, we all knew it was funny. I knew it was funny when that whole sneaker hype beat shit started because it's like niggas is charging $50,000 for one pair of sneaker. And you mean to tell me, people are making so much income that they're making all of that they're making payments to these sneakers and buying these sneakers and trading these sneakers, and there's a whole app in the market. And you mean to tell me all of these inventory is directly from Reebok and Nike and Adidas or whatever, and they're okay with people marking it up and selling it, and that everything is fucking real? Hell fucking no. It's always a catch. It's always a catch. They're saying those are the same kicks that be made in China anyway, and they was just motherfucking remixing them. Because I remember when they was having them just from StockX, and everybody used to read the StockX tag on it, like their shoes are authentic. But how could you have so much marked up inventory? It's like art. It's like how many Mona Lisas can go around? Like it's only one. Like, you can't have so much $50,000, $14,000, $12,000. You mean to tell me no one is throwing fake shit in there to come up? Well, owner of Cool Kicks was arrested, so we'll see what the outcome is. I like everything. I like personally going to the store. All that going to the app to get your stuff, unless it's directly from the store. I have like a shopper or whatever like that, and whether I'm in Palm Springs, South Coast, the Valley, Beverly Center, Topanga Mall, going in that store and we getting it authentic. Shouts to Kobe the jeweler, looking real nice. All right. Yeah. So talked about the government shutdown, the Palestine Israel shit. That shit is confusing because it's a whole deep story. I don't want to get into that. It's not a political podcast, but it's just confusing. It's confusing. Palestine 2 years ago. I mean, Hamas 2 years ago bombed the Israel festival, and then Israel and them and Palestine and Hamas been going at it ever since. And then everyone is saying that Israel's bad because Israel's not like stopping the aid and stuff, and that's not humanitarian. And then you still read that Hamas still has like hostages. So it's like, damn, like it was like, at what cost does this just stop and be no, be peace for people? It's just confusing because you think you're on one side, and then it's like, damn, you feel sorry for the other one. Then it's like, oh, the other one is doing something too, and like, damn, you're feeling sorry for them, and then it's like the other one is doing this, and it's like, fuck, like it's really going. It's like real chaos over there. It's like real people starving. It's like real, you know, stuff happening, and it's like I don't know. People just don't know how to get to the end of it. They've been beefing. They are beefing, and it's like, whoa, heart goes out to all the hearts, all the lives lost. Hopefully we can get some peace. But other than that, Trap Convention Tour, we out November 14th, Atlanta. Then we got Vegas, top of January. Then we got New York. Then we got New Jersey. We going up. Five Star Podcast. It's your boy CEO Josh. I think we covered everything. We got the Confined episode 1. Drop it next week. Boom, boom, boom. Stream TV, Wildest Streams ENT, Boost Mobile. Make sure you get your Boost Mobile, and then subscribe to a plan. Make sure you put Wildest Streams ENT or the Five Star Podcast, and I'm your host.